Well, that's what we're kind of here to talk about. Endorsement, sponsorship, how as a independent artist can you float a career, maybe through B2B relationships, business-to-business relationships, sponsorship, endorsement deals. So we're going to talk a lot about that. It's going to work out to be really good. Now, the thing was I had to try and create more value if I wanted these relationships to really last, because there's nothing worse than getting involved in a relationship where you're not really delivering enough. You know, it's not about what you get. It's about what you get. This isn't like marriage counseling, even though it sounds like it. But it's kind of the same thing. It really is about, you know, what you give. So I started trying to think of how can I offer more value to Sennheiser and Martin. Well, I've got some writing skills. I am a published author. So I started working and approaching other magazine companies to say, hey, can I write some more articles for you? If you can kind of get into it, it's kind of fun to sort of beat the system or game the system, as it were, and do something different and try to inspire that. So, you know, you got to identify the appropriate sponsor, something that you're already using. In both these cases, I was already a customer of both of them. Just like Sennheiser, when Sennheiser said no, but then they said yes. They said yes because I was a customer at that point. I went out and I bought the stuff. It's very valuable to approach them as a satisfied customer. I understood the sponsor's needs. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to advertise. I know who they're trying to advertise to because I've done my homework. So I recognized my value of going there. So I knew what I needed to make. But what was most important is to quantify the opportunity value. I knew I determined what I could sell that value back to the sponsor for in a manner and at a price that was really valuable to them. Where do you go from here? You got to think global. That's the other angle. You know, there's a whole world out there. It's not just the United States. It's not just Massachusetts. It's not just the United States. It's not just North America. There's a whole freaking world out there of interesting things to do. And I started talking to my sponsors and thinking, well, what's going on? I live part-time in Paris, in France. So I thought, well, what can we do over there? So I decided to convert the Raviator into the Raviateur. And I learned French with the help of my wife, she's French, and started giving my presentations in French in France. It's where most of my energy and most of my thought on everything that I do funnels ultimately to these kids. Because I think it's really important that all of us are involved in something like that. And one thing I've been involved in, prior to this, I did a music enrichment program for homeless kids when I lived in New Orleans. Prior to that, I did other stuff. It's never about giving back. People always say, yeah, you know, you give back. I'm not. It's all about paying it forward. All of us can be involved in this kind of stuff right now, at some level, because it actually grows with you. It supports your art. It supports your business. People are interested. People want to talk about it. Companies want to align themselves with you. It all works together. Any products, you know, think beyond the music industry. It's not just about getting here. Think of what value you can provide outside. Volkswagen was an example that I gave you before. Only choose products that you love and use. Duracell. I love Duracell batteries. Isn't that ridiculous? Duracell 9 volts. One of my favorite 9 volts. How many people can say they have a favorite 9 volt? I could say that. Sunflower in the shade.